Hello, hello, everybody. Enjoying yourselves today? Awesome. Who was here last year and saw us last year? Few people. Welcome back. My name's Kyle Ray. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Did anyone come farther than I did to get here? No. We had somebody from New York earlier, which is crazy. So we're going to be doing some merino sheep shearing demos for y'all today. Does anybody know why sheep need to be sheared? Yeah, so they don't get too hot. How about you? Because of their health. Yeah, so this is a very important thing to get done for these guys. It gets done once a year, and you need to have a trained, skilled shearer to come do it, or you can go at it yourself and get about halfway through and then just end up calling them anyway. So we're gonna get started. I'll just be kind of talking through the demo, and let us know if you have any questions. If you're looking to buy some wool, we have some of that as well. I think that's it for me, Mick.
So welcome everyone. My name is Mick Hofmann, and I am a sheep shearer by profession. So my story is my dad was a shearer. So I grew up in Iowa, and part of my normal childhood was tagging along with him, and he taught me how to shear when I was 15. So I've been shearing 16 years now, and I've sheared in almost every state west of the Mississippi. So there's a shortage of shearers worldwide. So if you want to travel, you can go anywhere in the world, wherever there's sheep. So I've also gone down to Australia 5 different times, and I've sheared down there. So my business is based out of Phoenix, and I cover basically the entire state, like a 3-4 hour radius of Phoenix. And I also go over to San Diego. So I shear sheep, alpacas, llamas, and goats. So if you see my fat lip, that's from a llama who headbutted me the other day. So it definitely is dangerous, and you have to be careful. But sheep is totally different, so we always follow the same pattern. So I'm going to bring her over. I'm actually going to bring her right behind you guys, so if you guys could kind of move over and clear a path. But Kyle will be talking about the pattern we use. So first we start in the belly, and then we kind of roll her and do a dance with her. These sheep are merino sheep, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of merino socks or merino clothing. It's known for their really soft, fine wool. And so they're from Australia, so I've sheared a lot down there. And yeah, I'll hand it back off to Kyle, and we will get started. We have some different breeds of sheep wool, and then the materials, what shearers use, and these tables as well. So feel free to stick around and take a look and read things. We have a picture of Chris the sheep, who holds the world record for the largest fleece. So when they sheared him about 5 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, he had 90 pounds of wool on him. So that just goes to show you, if you don't shear them in 1 year, they continue to grow. So we've domesticated sheep and bred them to produce a product for us, or wool. And so if you don't shear them, they don't stop growing, they continue to grow. So yeah, Chris the sheep was found in Australia wandering around and broke the world record for the largest fleece. So I'll hand it back off to Kyle. I'm gonna grab a sheep and pull him over here.
Yeah, I don't know how many of you have wool clothing. Does anybody do the alpaca socks or wool sweaters and stuff? Yeah, it's amazing. If you don't own a pair of alpaca or merino summer blend socks, there's probably somebody down there that has a pair. You need them in your life. Hello, hello. That one died. Welcome to the party, little sheep. Big sheep, maybe. So this is called the hand piece, what Nick is holding in his hand right there. We have a lot of tools at the trade over here you can come look at. This is a really, really powerful instrument. It can really cut through a lot, but it takes a lot of maintenance to take care of the blades on the handpiece, and a lot of skill to operate the handpiece. First, Mick's going to start on the belly. The belly's kind of an area of the sheep that could be kind of stickier, kind of dirtier, just because they lay down. Also around their bum can get a little messy. So it's sometimes stickier, so when you're shearing, you really are trying to get under all that filth and get really close to the skin, but it can be a little more difficult to push through. So Nick's doing a great job, obviously. I think the sheep just coughed. I'm not really sure what that was. Is that a sheep cough? The first sheep cough I've ever heard. What'd you say? Are they normally this calm? Great question. They might just be having a chill day, sure, you know, sometimes. But if you ever see a sheep kicking around on a shearer, it could be because it's just, you know, a turd of a sheep, and we've all, you know, seen them. But most likely, if the sheep is calm, it's due to the skill of the shearer. There's a lot that goes into the positioning of this sheep to keep it comfortable throughout the whole shearing process. Imagine if this sheep is going to be sitting on his tail in a weird way, or calmer, just kind of not able to breathe or something, it's going to resist, you know. So if the sheep is calm, and that's just a testament to the shearer knows what they're doing, and it's all these kind of manipulating small movements to roll this sheep around, to get them to be in a safe position for the shearing, and also get it all in one piece, but to have, you know, no resistance from them, no fight, you know, and to keep them comfy. You might notice, like, even just Mick's knees right here, he's kind of holding the head, so just he's thinking about where his knee placement is, and throughout you can see the knees are switching around, and the feet, the angling of his feet. Sometimes he'll put it under a shoulder to prop the sheep up, so keep it there, and then he'll remove it, maybe put it around the back. It's all a little dance. How old are they? Each person is different, or each, you know, when they want to shear. Some won't shear them when they're lambs, like in their first year. They'll wait for a little while, or they'll wait for the spring season to come around again, stretch it a little bit. It's just whatever they want to do with them. Getting a haircut. Do you want a haircut next? Are you sure? Mick can just get you fixed up. No, you have really pretty long hair. You don't want short hair like this guy, maybe. Not today. This is the hardest blow here. We call them blows every time Mick goes in. This is a blind blow because you don't really know where you're going. And on these merinos with the really wrinkly necks, it takes a lot of skill to use your handpiece and go up that neck like that. So that's a tough one. Mick's doing a good job. What he's doing is he's angling that back part of the comb on the handpiece there to be flat on this side of the sheep's neck, and then there's a little more space up top so that those wrinkles don't get cut. So that's constantly going through your mind as a shearer. You're thinking about how are you angling your handpiece, how are your feet holding the sheep, you know, to accomplish all of this. You're also thinking about the anatomy of the sheep, you know, the shape of the sheep's body. You're going along with the anatomy of the sheep. You're not just going in straight and trying to cut the wool off. You're following along as close to the skin as you can, like right here, just following along the neck, and then he'll go follow along the shoulder up the neck. And you want to get close to the skin. Merinos are a little harder to get close to the skin because they are so wrinkly, but the objective is to get as close to the skin as possible so that you have the longest, what they call staple. It's the length of the wool that is coming on. So the arms are going to be a shorter staple, shorter length, and then on the back side, the shoulder, the back, those are going to be a longer staple. That's the best part of the wool. It's the highest quality. And it's the longest, so it can be used for many more different things than the shorter wool can be used for. Some people might felt with the shorter leg wool, or make some dryer balls maybe, or something like that. But somebody else might weave with the longer wool. How do you clean the wool? I tried it once. There's a lot of different ways. You know, I put mine in my bathtub with some soap, and I kind of pressed it down so when it fell together. So there's some DIY methods, and then there's people that actually know what they're doing. I'm a shearer, so I might not be the best person on YouTube for that one. No, there's a lot of different methods. I mean, you can send it to a mill, and I mean, it'll obviously be more professionally cleaned. But there's so many things that you can do yourself that are really fun to learn. You can learn how to spin, clean, spin, and all that. This sheep's doing pretty good. And you're seeing it's all coming off in one piece here. So in the end, it'll all kind of do this connected thing. And in a sheep shearing shed, you would have what's called a rousey. And they would come in and they have this little stick with a little plastic broom. It's just a plastic piece. And they kind of scoop out all of the little cruddy bits from the legs and the arms, and sort them away in the belly, so that you're just left with the good stuff. So they would kind of do that in the shed while the shearing is happening. And you would have maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 shearers all shearing at once with the really big one. How do they grow so much wool? So over time, we've just bred them to grow more and more wool. So the ones that grew really fast and grew really good wool, we'd find another one that did that same thing, and breed them. They'd have a baby, and so it's kind of like you would do with a plant or a flower. You know, if you see really pretty flowers and you want to keep, oh, this is a really pretty one, I'm going to plant a seed from this one instead of the ugly one. You know, isn't that pretty? Marina's really good stuff. These are Dulce's animals that we shear, so go check her stuff out. She has a lot of really cool products. You can see here that you may think that Mick's been doing everything with his right hand, but his left hand is actually doing so much work throughout this whole thing. He's going to be putting pressure with his left hand. He's going to be pulling the skin so that it's nice and flat. So when his right hand goes on, you can see right now he's pulling the skin right there, so that it's nice and flat skin, so that he can go in and shear. I think his left hand's the most underrated of both of his hands, you know, honestly. So sheep have what's called lanolin in their wool, and it's basically like a natural oil. It's almost like a neosporin in some ways. If they did get a cut or something like that, they would heal really fast because the lanolin is so moisturizing for their little nicks. So they're pretty amazing creatures. And some people extract the lanolin from the wool and use it for different wounds or skin issues. And there we go, folks. Let's give a hand for Mick. Yeah, let's give a hand for the sheep, guys. Honestly. Good job, sheep. So if you want to come up, you can feel this lanolin in the wool. It's really, really soft. You can come up and just give it a feel. This wool might look like it might be a little itchy with stuff in it or something like that, but it's not at all. You can feel it right on your skin.